Think about this scenario. Let's say that you have a neighbor who doesn't like you very much because your cat likes to poop on their lawn. So, in protest, they decide to egg your house around the clock. Which is a bit of an exaggerated reaction, but for the sake of this video, let's say that's what they did. Now, it's common sense that when you throw an egg at a wall like this, the egg breaks. What, have you ever considered why?
It just does. Nobody cares. Let's just throw some eggs.
Your first intuition might be that it is related to the amount of force that you apply to the egg. And while that is partially true, it is not the whole story. As I will show you later, there's a way to throw an egg at a wall and have the egg survive in one piece. The trick, or I guess the physics behind it, is impulse. Impulse refers to the application of a force over a period of time. It is also known as a change in momentum. When your neighbor's egg hits the wall, the egg's momentum, which is its mass times velocity, drops to zero as the motion of the egg stops. Now, since we know that all momentum is conserved, it means that the wall must have exerted an impulse on the egg. It is probably easier to see this with the ball. The wall applies a force on the incoming object for a fraction of a second, and that impulse decreases the momentum of the incoming object. Now, when the force is applied to the eggshell cannot withstand the force and cracks. So, coming back, wait, keep going. So, coming back to our scenario, how do you protect your house from your reasonably mad neighbor?
I have an idea. If the neighbor throws the eggs with the same initial velocity, the amount of momentum that is counteracted by the wall should be the same. So the impulse is constant. Now, to decrease the force, all we have to do is increase the amount of time that the force is applied.
Thanks for stealing the camera. So, one solution that we can try out is to buffer the egg's motion with a soft object like a bedsheet. That way, no matter how hard you throw the egg at the house, the amount of force that the sheet applies on the egg is significantly less than the wall. Let's give this a try. Using a high-speed camera, we can clearly see that as the egg impacts the bedsheet recedes and wraps around the egg. This increases the amount of time that the egg comes into contact with the bedsheet, and in turn, lowers the amount of force applied. This also works, let's say, if you want to catch the eggs that your neighbor chucks at you. Knowing that increasing time decreases the force applied, we can use our hands as a buffer by moving it backwards while catching the egg. Similar to the bedsheet, this allows the egg to decrease its momentum over a longer time period, decreasing the force needed. Now, hypothetical situations aside, we can observe the importance of impulse control in a variety of real-world situations. For example,
get out of my way! The most common one is probably the airbag in your car. Imagine what will happen if you get into a car accident in a car without an airbag. Think of this pot as your steering wheel. Your head would impact your rigid steering wheel and lose all momentum in a fraction of a second. The result? Well, what happened to the egg should give you a decent idea. Airbag again is a buffering system that increases the amount of time that your head spends while in contact with the decelerating surface. Again, decreasing the amount of force needed. It may not seem like much, only a few seconds, but these few seconds can translate to a huge decrease in the magnitude of the impact force. This is why they save lives. Thank you for watching our video, and we hope that you had learned a lot about impulse.
And please pick up after your pets and try to resist the urge of egging people's houses over small things. A bit of impulse control never hurts. It's probably easy to see this with or you're bending down like this, man. But as I was saying my life, you slowly peek up. For instance,
Then get out of my... Oh shit, I screwed that up.
I'm filming right now.
Think about this scenario. Let's say that you have a neighbor that doesn't like you very much because their cat likes to poop on your lawn.
No, it's the other way around.
Impulse refers to the application of a force over a period of...
Can you look at your arms like here?
Try again. This is so awkward. This is so cool.